Best game.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the International Kriegsspiel Society Battle of Five Armies. Um, we are ripping and roaring and ready to go, so we're getting right into it. I am here with Thorn, and we are starting. So, Thorn, you are at the entrance of Erebor. You've been watching the comings and goings of the Elven army. You know that Dane's on the field now, and the Lakemen. At the moment, you don't have a good view of the field. From where you're at, but you can hear new horns announcing of a new approaching army.
Durin spoke, do not run from a fight. Let's go find Durin. Or Dane.
Alright, go find Dane. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Magnificent.
Yeah. Is there
Gentlemen,
someone off to your right? Oh, hey.
alright, so you have your starting screenshots. As you guys have arrayed for battle, you can see the orc and goblin armies approaching. Um, to the left, it looks like the goblins are moving up atop the ridge, advancing towards the left flank of the elves. But an orc army is coming straight towards you, Bard, and it looks like maybe the orc army has split in two, with another portion passing around um, the town whose name just escaped me.
Dale.
Dale, thank you. Uh, to the south side of Dale, you can
Yeah.
you can see they have lots of bats and trolls and all sorts of nasty creatures. Wargs.
Okay.
Orders?
Orders, hold position, and I'm curious. I see my units look kind of disheveled. Can I organize them better to?
Well, the militia are pretty disheveled. They're not nice and lined up, but
All right. Yeah, we'll hold them.
okay. Gandalf, anything from you?
Are we on a hill?
No,
Doesn't look
it's
like
pretty
it.
flat here. Your
All
map,
right.
your map lied to you.
Well, I think unless you disagree, Bard, Gandalf's gonna take. Shoot, I wrote down what I have. His archer and one of the swords to block that. To hold that bridge to our right, leading to where the dwarves are, just in case.
Okay, so you're taking one unit of swords and one unit of
The arch.
archers
Yeah.
to hold the bridge.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And you know what? I think I am going to back up a bit.
You, you gonna back up the line?
Yeah, back up the line.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Thranduil, you are
Yes.
sitting atop your mighty elk, atop the ridge, and you can see the lakemen down in the valley below and the dwarves across the way. And to your left, enemy forces approach, beating their drums and blaring their horns. It looks like the goblins are approaching you from atop the ridge itself, with the orcs nearby uh, in the valley approaching.
The
Maybe
orcs
you,
are
maybe the lake men. But it looks like their army has split in two, with half the orc army going south around Dane.
around Dane, as in, are they planning to cross the river to the other side of Dale? Or rather, do they look as if they were going to cross the side of the river facing Dale?
Perhaps, yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. And do the what what can I give me more information on who is on my immediate left flank? Is that
That's
enemy
that's
beating
the,
drums?
that's the goblin army approaching you.
That's the goblin army approaching me
You see
from.
see bats flying above them. Looks like goblin rabble is just cresting the hill, but you caught glimpses of ogres and trolls in their midst.
Understood. Makes perfect sense. Okay. I would like to reform. Um, put more. Put some of the spears. Mix in some of the spears with um, some swords, and make them into a more cohesive fighting formation rather than just something I draw up on a map. Um, I need my swords and my spears to be mixed into a fighting formation on the left flank to protecting my archers from any sudden feints from the goblin army. Those could easily just be some scouts. But it is best to be over prepared than underprepared. So fighting formation on my left flank, um, swords and spears mixed in since I don't know what I'm going to be fighting. Prepare half of my archers to arrows at the ready, I suppose. Arrows at the ready for the archers. Mix in swords with spears. Prepare to fight in the left flank.
Got
Is
it.
how I.
All right.
That makes sense.
Yep. Thank you.
Cool.
James, hello.
Yes.
We're just figuring out how far you want us to move forward, but
Where you got the goblins is maybe a smidge further back. So almost in contact, but not quite. Although maybe the bats can be in contact because they're move 5, right?
Yeah, they don't
yeah,
want to be.
No, they don't want to
they
be.
want to move. So yeah, so if I do them then about there, that's okay.
Okay, yep, that's about good. Same. Are they holding formation? Just approach?
Yes.
Yeah, they're all. So Mike. Oh no, actually these guys are going a different way, so they're going up here.
I may, if it's okay, put the screenshot behind the rear of this column rather than behind Azar because I don't think you can see
Yeah.
these trolls.
No, that's fine. If you look at my screenshots, that's how I did the first one.
Me small brain. I'll get better.
You're fine.
Fine.
Thank you. Okay, well, that's that then. I'll wait.
So that's there. Come on. Oh, this catching on the height thing's a real pain.
Yeah, it
Oh.
is.
Is range 8. There you go.
So these guys going over there. Back. So let's just look at what his screenshots are.
Alright, we ready for screenshots?
I'm just.
My tiny commands are.
Yes, I'm ready to do screenshots. Yeah.
Alright.
So turn to. So is there any? There's no combat. Not quite in combat yet. No.
No. Thranduil and Thorin Oakenshield are getting along splendidly.
want to go check. But I
Can
don't know.
you, James? Can you just check my bowl screenshot and see if I've done it too tight, or do you want me to give me a bit more generous?
Too tight. Be more generous.
Okay.
I keep trying to move with your hand, James. Like I can catch it when he's not there. Like you fucking.
My hand or someone else's?
It's white hand, but it's not your fault. I just keep like clicking. You're good. I got it. I got what I need.
I've given up on the hands
Ding,
this
ding,
time.
ding, ding, ding. In that case, we're gonna go.
Can we go harass them?
If you've done screenshots, go for it.
I've only got like 2. Like one of them's a copy paste.
That makes it easy.
I'm just redoing mine. Just give
Not
it
complaining.
a bit
Maybe you
more
should-
view.
If- Let's see. Did I do everyone?
Ah, son of a gun.
Don't forget to do screen or dispatches. Okay, I'm gonna go get orders.
Yep.
Alright, Thorin. So you tumble over the wall that you had created, recreating the bridge over the moat that you had worked to make the last few days. Pass over the bridge, and you are now in the rear of the lake men who are making maneuvers in front of you. You can see Gandalf leading half the lake men and Bard the other half. The orcs are quickly approaching. And if you want to head to the dwarves, they are across. You can either go to the bridge, kind of off to the southeast or upper right ahead of you, or you can cut directly across the water. It can be forded if you want.
Gotcha. I believe I will try and forward. Unless that will take longer.
I mean, it'll slow you down, but it's probably about the same because that bridge is pretty far away.
Yeah, okay. It's safer that way then.
All right. Thank you.
I guess that. Oh fuck.
All right, gentlemen.
I'm
So
sh-
Bard
Go ahead.
pulls his formation back a little bit. Gandalf sends his swords and archers towards the bridge to hold it. The orcs are rapidly approaching towards you. You can see they've got archers in the lead with some kind of skirmisher unit, and then rabble following behind them, and in the far rear, fearsome trolls.
If I cast my eyes round about me, do I see the elves turning to face the orcs over there? What else do I see?
You
Do
see
it
the
to-
elves changing formation upon the ridge to face the goblin army on the ridge, and it looks like the dwarves are holding position to the
What?
wherever direction that is, south.
Is it behind me?
What, the dwarves?
Or they're to the south?
The dwarves are on the other ridge, so they're on Raven
Oh.
Hill.
They should be to our west.
Our west, southwest. Okay.
Yeah.
Southeast.
I don't think we're gonna get the help that we were promised. I kind of want to get back up on that hill. Can I scurry? I'm gonna tell my men full march backwards.
to get on what hill?
Get on like the hill directly behind me.
Oh, okay. So you're scurrying.
Well, actually, no, yeah. We'll do that because that'll get Gandalf closer to a hill as well.
Okay,
And
so-
then we'll put archers in front to get first hits, and then before they engage, we'll move the archers back.
all right, running for the hills.
They're not already in range of archers, are they?
No.
Okay. Running, yes. I'm terrified of those giant orcs.
They bravely ran away. All right, Gandalf, what are you doing?
I'm gonna mirror I guess we're gonna mirror Bard, and we're gonna have to recall those boys that we sent out.
Is there someone actually over there?
Yes, there is
Okay.
a large host on the
Well,
other edge of the river.
I think the dwarves are going to be tied up with them. Let me see. Sorry, James. Other side of the river. Is it on the same side of the river as the dwarves?
Yes,
Okay,
across the bridge that I was going to secure.
I see. Well, if you feel I can't see what you see. If you feel it's necessary still, you go for it.
Well, I don't know how far back you are. I can only see like the two closest dudes of yours to mine. So
Yeah.
Too late. Got
I'm
your
right.
orders.
Okay.
All right, Thranduil. You have issued your orders, and your formation has repositioned to face towards the east and the oncoming goblins. You can see their formation is led by rabble, with some bats flying overhead, followed by swords and archers with some ogres and trolls in the rear.
All right, some rabble. We can clear those. That much is. That much works. Order a cautious advance. One step at a time. Very measured, very cautious advance. And I'd like the archers to have arrows at the ready whilst keeping formation. Stay in formation, very, very, very measured advance. And if you can pick anything off along the way, have archers pick things off along the way, so to speak. If some sort of rabble starts throwing themselves at the formation, be ready to pick them off. Which I would suppose means that archers should pack more tightly within the formation, logistically speaking.
Okay. Thank you. You can just move them. You don't have to draw arrows.
So, are we just moving them one turn worth now? Was going to be my question.
Yes.
Okay, great. Then I don't need the arrows. Sorry, I wasn't sure about the time compression.
So, are the archers just advancing generally?
Yep.
I mean, the
So
goblins.
the rabble are aiming for the woods, and the trolls are moving out to the right of the formation. He wanted to stay out of bow shot.
Stay
No,
out of bow
happens, but that's what he wants.
shot. Okay. Well, they're advancing, so they might come into bow shot.
So while I'm sorting this out, that took a bit of time doing all this. So the chariot wants to. He can't. He wants to target Bolg, but he can't. He's not close enough. So he just wants to fire arrows and then do hit and run tactics over here. And the Orc rabble just wants to chase them off if possible and hit them if they can. These guys. So we're now moving up.
They're in attack 1, so they're just shooting some arrows.
Movement is 2, isn't it, for all of them?
For most infantry, yeah. There's a few that are a little bit faster, but alright, so they're shooting arrows. They kill 1 or 2 rabble, but mostly miss.
Okay. There's no. I'm assuming that there's no ammo limit in this in the game.
No. I mean, if archers are shooting forever, we may eventually say so.
Yeah.
But
How far can the let's just say individuals, the Dane and stuff, move in one go?
since I mean, he's on a pig, so maybe he's
Yeah.
slightly faster in infantry. The rest of them that are on, mounts or whatever, they're as fast as cavalry, like 5 or 6. Okay. Did Azog get moved forward? He's not been moved.
He
Has
did. I moved him too.
Okay. Let's just to speed things up. Let's give him a little bit more of a boost.
Excellent. I love it. Absolutely love it.
The lake men, you can tell them they're fleeing back towards the mountain and the hills and across the river, so
They're retreating. Okay.
they are retreating. That's why the distance is
Okay.
about
Got
the
it.
same.
Got it. Got it.
Actually, I probably was aggressive in moving them, so I'm gonna just be nice. All right.
See, now his flank is so. But yeah, okay. Can I do this? Because he did mention fear of the heights.
Of the heights.
The elves on the ridge to his right.
Yeah. If he doesn't want to
His
overcommit
flank.
himself.
Right.
Actually, he'd be smart to hit them on their flank while the lakemen are retreating.
I will
But you
give
don't.
him information.
Well, just tell him they're retreating. He can figure it out on his own.
Wow.
McPanzer, do you want to do Thorin? Because I could use someone doing him
Sure. Yeah.
if you can handle it.
Does he just have Thorin's company?
Yeah, it's just his company, so it's pretty straightforward.
Yes. Do you want me to go get turn 2 orders from him?
No, I've already done him. His order. He's trying to join Dane, so he's crossing the river. He's heading towards Dane.
Okay. That's a long way.
Yep, he might not make it, but we'll see.
I just work here.
Alright, Thranduil.
Does everybody move?
Saying that dispatch to get there the next turn.
You're super distant, Art. Like your mic changed.
My apologies, that's because I turned it upwards. Yeah, are we saying that dispatches get there the next turn for ease?
Yeah, no delay on dispatches. Just deliver.
Okay, cool.
They got like Palantir and shit there. Yeah, they found it.
So where's Azog? There you are.
Let's see, Thranduil.
Where are you? There you are.
Bard is running away. Bravely ran away.
Oh, come on.
I did Thorin's screenshot since I had time, but you can still get his update.
Okay, thanks.
Alright.
I'll go to the
I
outcomes.
think
Shot
I'm
that
good
on.
to go. Oh, I missed. Alright, I'm gonna go get orders.
Alright.
Alright, you guys are separated enough. I'm actually gonna separate you unless you actually
Yep.
co-locate.
Bye, Gandalf.
Bye, Bard.
Good luck finding your dad. All right. So you give the word, and your men bravely retreat towards the hill. The orcs continue marching towards you, although seemingly cautiously. It looks like the elves are advancing on the goblins, though no fighting has happened yet. And I was nice and gave you an extra screenshot so you could see the dwarves across the way.
Oh, thank you.
Your orders?
That is nice. I mean, it's not like I can't turn my head.
I know. It's just a pain to take each screenshot.
So to the right, I see Gandalf and his men,
Mhm.
and then over farther, I see. Are we outnumbered? I feel like we're outnumbered.
Uh,
Okay. Anyways, got it. That helps.
orders.
Orders. Move the rest up on the hill, so I get whatever advantage there is from fighting on the hill, and then hold. And if they turn to fight the dwarves, then or the elves, then I'll move on their rear. Yeah.
All right. Tiny hill. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, Gandalf. So your men, well, there is a hill to your south, but you got to cross the river first. So your forces fording that river at the moment. Behind you, you can see Thorin and his company have sallied forth out of Erebor and seem to be running to rejoin Dane. At least they're headed in that direction. And behind you, you have a pretty good view of both orc armies. Neither of them coming directly for you. So, your orders?
So just to clarify, the ones that are almost done fording the river are which units?
So there's Thorn that's already crossed. The ones that are almost done are Bowman and Militia.
Bowman and Militia. Okay. We'll have the Bowman and Militia, take up that hill. The rest, we're gonna wait here, and assuming the orcs engage, Bard will hit them along their flank. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool. Gandalf will be leading that fight while the militia and archers that are trying to cross finish getting to the hill.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Here, thank you.
Alright, Thranduil. So your army cautiously advances towards the goblins. You're almost in archer range, but the goblins seem to be cautiously approaching you as well. And on your right, you can see the orc army marching past you.
Marching past me. Okay. How much of my arm? Give me a percent value, if possible, of how much my composition is towards the orc army, because I'd like to provide some covering fire, or rather, I'd like to fire on the orc advance heading down to the
I mean, you
heading
can
down
see
toward the
right now
men army.
no one's facing the orcs, but you've got 3 units there. You could have order to turn and advance towards them.
Okay, advance down the ridge towards. I need fire. And I outnumber these. I outnumber this by a decent value, so I will break off my I will break off my right flank
Mhm.
and a squadron of archers for support on the orcs going down through the ridge. And I'd like them to take sniping positions if possible, in the long term. In the short term, they are just to turn and observe. If attacked, well, shit, I guess. But that is not the flank that is currently being attacked. My left flank is. My center is to turn and support the left flank against the onslaught, or so it seems, of the rabble towards my left. Archers are to be at the ready once they are into once they advance into range. Fire, as notated. Um, and I order an all-out assault from my left. My center is to turn and support this onslaught. I attack, I say.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yep.
Or tiny, short-legged Thorin.
I'd move him more than that.
I beat him twice. It was like James won't notice. This looks really boring. Awesome. You're kind and
I am kind.
Lord.
Alright, what's Azog doing?
Azog is sitting still. He's gonna slowly walk his catapult. So he wants his catapult to fire.
Oh,
He said it would walk.
the catapult's in range, so he can do
Yeah, he wants to fire his catapult. He would only turn if he got faced by elves, and he doesn't want to change position.
it. Okay.
So I think with what the elves are doing, he's going to turn, but he's not going to move.
Do you have the goblins? What are they?
They're charging. So the rabble we're going to try to get into the woods, but it looks like it's going to get mostly blocked. And the bats are going to hit archers in the flank.
Alright.
He wants to leave
Yeah,
frontage for his swords to get up there.
And the elves are charging too, so they'll slam into each other.
I need some dice. Thank you.
Alright, so elves attack with 2.
Excuse me. Sorry about
That's 2 hits. Oh, they're already broken. Okay, I'll just show them running
The
away.
rebel don't have any. So they got 2 hits. So their state goes down to.
So that goes
Oh, they're broken, aren't they?
Yeah, I broke them. 2, 2. There you go. This is where it gets ugly. Alright.
So if they're broken, what do we do with the? How do you want to do
just show
that?
them running away, and then we'll take them off eventually.
Okay.
Alright, and then the archers, so we'll do the front line of archers.
Archers can't hit.
So they're broken.
Oh, I forgot to move Gerbubs.
And are the bats attacking?
Yeah, he was going to put 2 into units of archers if he had range. 2 each. They've definitely got 5. So it's 2 into this unit of forest bows and 2 into the other.
They're attacking with those 3 units would all be attacking. So that's 2 hits. That's a hit. And then the bats are hitting the archers on the flank, so they attack 1. Is it? Oh, there's just 2 bats. No, nothing done. And then those archers will shoot at those bats and hit 1 of them. Oh, there's 4 bats.
Yep.
And then so we'll do another group of archers. That routed
Did you
one
roll
of
the
them.
catapult?
I did. It didn't do anything. It missed.
Okay.
And then I gotta do the rest of the bat attack on the archers. That's another hit. So they are. That's a 3, and that's a 3. Okay. So 3 rabble units routed. A few elves killed, and the bats, have killed a few archers as well, but they're getting pelted hard by
Okay.
that. And I think that's about it there. Is there any other combat anywhere else?
One of the rebels over this side got routed by the. That's all done. Yeah, I've
Okay.
rolled it. So one of them got because it's just one dice you're rolling, isn't it?
Yeah, if the attack's 1, it's just a d6. And
Yeah, so he rolled a 6, so that would have broken one of the rebels. That was it. That's the only kind of combat there's
Well,
been. And the dwarves.
The rabble have 2 defense, so they can take 2 hits.
Oh. They can take 2. Yeah, but they took 2 hits though.
Oh.
It was 6. It's 2 hits, isn't it?
No, 6 is just 1 hit.
Oh, okay. Sorry. This is from cavalry, right? Okay, so they should be down to that. I need to put in the order down to 1. Got it. I think that's it. Yeah, I think I'm done.
All right.
And can I just quick question? Are the Dale men retreating back across the river?
They were, and then
stopped again.
they just turned around, and now they're like reforming a line where they're at.
Okay.
The fucking pass.
Grand. So screenshots.
Screenshot.
Screenshots. Okay.
Let's see.
Bulk.
Should tell them they can only write 1 dispatch a turn.
Well, he sent it to everyone. Then I sent it down.
Oh,
He's just asking for a report anyway. He's not doing anything particularly amazing.
I'm gonna go talk to my guy.
all right. All right, Bard.
All charge. They look like they're turning to face the elves. So
It does look that way.
there are some that are facing me, maybe.
Yeah, a few facing you still, but starting to turn and face the elves. You
Okay,
can.
yeah,
go ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say you can tell the elves seem to be battling the goblins now.
And they've arrayed some of their units to defend the orcs, but they need help. Yep, I will advance mostly along the hill to maintain the hill advantage, but if once necessary, I can leave the hill to get an actual flank attack. But yeah, advance along the hill. That's a straight enough line. And I'll write a written message to them as well. I just wrote one. I don't know if you sent it, but
I did send that.
okay.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
All right, Gandalf. So you have called out for the men to stop going across the river, reform facing northeast, which they have, although the formation is a bit loose and uncoordinated now. It looks like the orcs ahead of you have stopped and are turning to face the elves up on the ridge. It also looks like the elves have engaged the goblins and are battling them.
Yeah, Gandalf's gonna reorganize his line to be more centered against the foes in front of him, and move to engage the rear of that formation when they move up the hill. It looks like they're moving up the hill to fight the elves, so we're gonna go support the elves and fight that formation by the big rock after we've made our formation more solid than this loosey-goosey mess.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Thranduil. So your right flank has reformed facing the orcs and started marching down the hill. One of the trolls carries a catapult on its back, which has started firing at you, but fortunately it's missed so far. Your front line facing eastward has charged into the goblin ranks, which have charged into you in kind, and you've broken through 3 units of goblin rabble fairly easily with almost no loss to your own men. But bats fly in from above and start harassing your archers and are wreaking havoc amongst your archers. Some of your archers are firing at the goblin infantry, but the rest are firing at the bats, trying to kill them all.
Okay. What do I have in the back? Is that cavalry?
Yep, that's a unit of cavalry.
All right. Send the unit of cavalry forward, clear out the bats for my archers, and clear out the bats for the archers. That is their one and only job. Make sure that my archers have a better, or more clear, I suppose, vision of the battlefield and can provide adequate support for my front line. Other than that, remain engaged and continue to push through the rabble advance.
You want your cavalry to ride through your infantry line, or
sweep through a couple of times? How would that be possible given how tightly packed they are, or would we have to reorganize?
it would disrupt them heavily and probably not be a good idea.
Disrupt them heavily. Okay, thank you for that. Okay.
They could go to
that.
You got a gap between your 2 lines. They could ride through that gap and charge in.
Yeah, do that. That works better. Thank you for that.
Okay, no worries. All right. Thank you.
You got it.
Lots of dice rolling now. These guys are gonna. Their orders haven't changed. So, shooting, I guess the Berserkers, 2 hits. guys are all. I'll do the bat damage first. There's 3 units of bats. 3 damage. 1 hit. So these guys go to 2, and then we've got all these archers shooting all these bats. So they do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, 5. That's 1, 2, 3 hits. 7 hits, and they can only take. So all the bats are dead. But now we gotta deal with this. So we'll do goblin damage first. 1, 2, 3 damage. Or 3 attacks. 2 hits. Bit disrupted, so that was a 5 already, so that's a 4. That was a 5, so now that's a 4. Okay. And they're attacking, they do 1 damage. I didn't see which dice. Okay, so that's 1 damage. And they're attacking. No damage. Okay, so now damage back. So they do 2. Nothing.
Did some berserkers get shot?
Yeah, they got shot by the elven archers. Nothing done. 2 hits, so we'll disrupt them.
If they have range, the skirmishers and archers want to try to hit. I guess I can just roll that. I don't need to tell you that. Sorry.
You can roll it if you want, yep.
I do. I just.
Where's their archers? Oh, okay. Should I roll for the catapult? Is the catapult
Yes.
targeting anything in particular?
He didn't specify. I would just shoot him whoever's closest.
Well, it missed anyway.
Super effective.
I've finished my combat. Do you want me to help over here anywhere?
If you do the goblin line, I'd be
Oh,
grateful.
that's what I did already.
Oh, sure. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta go check one thing.
Are the orcs attacking over here? Or are they just holding?
They're shooting, so I guess I can roll their bows real quick.
Oh, the archers are shooting.
Scrims in range. No. Yes, they are. They each get 1.
Well, skirmishers don't have ranged attacks. They're just fast.
Oh, I see. Okay, then it's just 1. Yep.
That's a miss.
Nope. All right, I forgot to check. Right back.
Oh, and if they're on a hill, it's -1 to the die result. So if they got a 4, it turns to a 3.
Sounds
Why are they not moving? I don't know.
James, hello. You're getting compliments on your map. I have to pass on to you.
Oh, thank you.
So interesting move by the dwarves. What's the distance for the Warg Riders for movement? Sorry, by the way,
So that's
Four?
it's 4, so they're twice as fast
got
as
ya.
infantry.
Yep, got you. And the bats, what's their distance? 4 as well, or
I
more?
think it's faster. They're 5.
It's 5.
Yeah, a little bit
5.
faster.
Okay, so they're going over there then. And these guys are 1, 2.
And if you need to move them fast to speed the contact, you can.
Oh, okay.
Because
I moved forward a lot faster than you should.
yeah, we're already an hour and a half into the game, so about halfway. So and we haven't had
Oh,
much
have I
combat
lost?
yet. So
No.
if you want to speed the combat, you can. Do you need any battles rolls done, or
So yeah, just some archery fire on the rabble,
just the chariot?
and that's it basically. Yeah,
All right, nothing done.
and that's it because the cavalry's coming through to attack. So I need to do these. They're all coming down off the hill. Okay, turn 5. Here's me.
I don't know why I'm doing circular screenshots. I should just do a square.
Shit, if I can go to square, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, go to square. There's no reason.
Excellent.
Let's see, Gandalf. Does make it faster. It's funny because I am proud of this map, but I've already done a couple more new maps since this one, and I can see so many things I could fix if I redid it.
It's always the way, isn't it? With my Sacco game, in the development of it, I keep on seeing things to change, and then I change it, and it's taking me forever to do the map because I keep, I could do it that way. I found a new miniature that will work better in that situation, or a new bush or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's endless tinkering.
So for the combat with the goblins, all the bats were destroyed by archer fire. The elves wholly concentrated on the bats.
Where's Bold? Lost him.
But the infantry, the orc infantry, is actually holding up fairly well at the moment.
I'm gonna go tell Gerbuz his entire experience.
All right, here, Bold then.
Yay, Thorin's getting close to combat. Okay, I'm gonna go get updates. I did Thorin already, by the way. Alright, Gandalf.
Hello, hello.
You have reformed your line a bit more cohesively and ordered it to advance towards the orcs. It appears that Bard had the same idea as he is also advancing. So you have kind of a nice continuous line. The orcs seem to be ignoring you and have turned and faced the elves entirely. And you can see a part of the elven armies marching down towards the elves, and their archers start firing on them. And the goblins and elves are battling on top of the ridge.
Okay. If I look behind me, I'm assuming.
If you look behind you, you can see the dwarves are starting to come off the hill. Their chariots are skirmishing with the orc line, but so far no major combat yet.
Okay. And then just the last clarifying question before I give you my orders. Everybody from my portion of the army is across on the side of the river again.
No, because the
Or is it-
archers and militia that you had told to keep going are on the hill.
Okay. Well, their orders are to be on the lookout for anybody trying to come behind us, since they will be looking that way while we deal with the orcs up here. The rest of the army in our solid line is going to advance alongside Bard to help the elves crush this gobbo force, or orc force. Paying particular attention to that siege troll is what it looks like.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bard.
Continue.
That's easy enough.
Yeah.
Continue. You happy with your semi-positioning on the ridge?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
Swords. I think. I don't know. Swordsmen, spearmen up front, archers in the rear, militia in the rear. I think that's what you have.
Yeah.
Archers. It looks like I have some archers dilly-dallying behind. They can move up.
Thank you.
Yep.
Alright, Thranduil. So your archers focus wholly on the bats, and with their expert elven marksmanship, managed to down every single bat that was harassing you. They lay scattered across the battlefield with their leathery wings quivering. The goblin army is in full attack and pushing against the whole of your line. More and more elves are falling to their blades, but the line is holding. It'll be a while before your elves break. Your cavalry charges in and starts to push back goblin swords, but you are a bit concerned to see cave trolls moving around the rear of the line, coming to your left flank.
All right. I will.
Oh, sorry, I forgot one other thing. You're on your right side.
Yep.
The other
I was waiting
archers
for that.
have started firing upon the orc army, who seems to have turned and entirely faced you.
Entirely faced me. I love that.
Yep.
Let's
The good
do
news
this.
is the looks like the men are marching forth towards your aid, and I just realized I forgot to do dispatches. Let me do that. Real quick.
Did you want to?
Let's see.
Did you need me to give you a couple minutes?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me. So your
Yeah, take your time.
dispatches
Take
to
your time.
Dane, Thorn, Bard,
All of them.
everyone. Okay. All right. Let me see if you have any dispatches coming to you. You do.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Love that.
Let's see. Did Gandalf send anything? Nope. Okay.
All
we're good.
right.
All right. What are your orders?
Hold the line, just like the Journey song. Love isn't always on time, but hold the line. I wish I had it on the soundboard. That'd make it even funnier. In all seriousness, pull a cautious retreat, one step at a time, from my swordsmen and spears, not to crash into the line with my archers. They can take a step back or two if they can manage to hold the advance. If they can continue to keep taking shots, keep picking people off as they advance, that'd be great. I'd like to concentrate fire on a couple of cave trolls on my right flank. In terms of the left flank, I've got archers there. So I will. Am I able to get to one of those? Am I able to get one of those units of swords over towards where the cave trolls are headed?
No.
Would they be able to reach there this turn, or would it be next turn?
Well, it'll be difficult to engage with the goblins they're already fighting.
Okay. No, I'm not talking. I'm talking about the cave trolls that are advancing behind the goblins.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
So all
long-term
your infantry's
strategically.
engaged. So it's pretty hard to extract themselves from the fight.
All right, then if that's the case, then hold the line,
Okay, got it.
just like the Journey song.
Yep. Let's see. Dice. Give me them dice. Let's start doing combat over here. Alright, archers shoot them. That's one hit. They charge doing 4 attack. That is 3 hits. They're already at half health. They attack in kind. 1 hit. I'll do it on this guy. Catapult dude finally hits the archers.
Hey.
So they go to 3. Are the orc rabbles from Azog supposed to charge the line, or are they holding position?
They're not. They were only to charge the line if the elves came off the hill. The trolls were to charge no matter what.
Okay, well, they're not coming off the hill, so.
Okay. He's scared about getting flanked from the left, like it's happened.
As he should be.
Right. I need to move the goblins. I'm sorry. I'm going to say a troll can barge through rep. You have a problem with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
This should be interesting. Okay, so Danes wants his rams to charge down into the rabble, but they're going to run smack back into Bolg and his wargs as they come up the hill.
Okay.
He wants like a hit and run attack to try and disrupt the rabble, but they're going to run into each other. He wants his archers, his chariot to potentially do also to do the same thing, to just kind of hit into the line, then run away again, and then the infantry to stay where they are. So however you want to roll that. So there's a possibility that Bolg and Daig might actually run into each other because they're both leading that formation over here.
Okay. Well, we won't roll for it, but you can describe them having an epic battle. The rams are going into the wargs. So that's 1 hit. And how many units are attacking? You got 2 warg units attacking. So.
Well, they want to come in this direction, so this one might not actually hit them because remember they're coming up the hill. So I suspect it's only 1-on-1 in reality, and then he's going to pull away.
So that's 1 hit on them.
James, can goblins fire into a melee containing goblins?
Sure, yeah. That's fine.
I'll have one to the goblins or something. And then last question, commanders being at risk, same as the Revolutionary game or ACW?
No, they got plot armor. They mostly survive.
Did they
So
give
did the rams take 1 damage? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so the rams, both sides took 1 damage, the rams and the warg riders.
And they want to run away, so would they just charge after them? Or just stuck
faster?
in combat?
I guess the wargs are faster, right?
Yeah, the wargs are faster, aren't they? So they're going to be stuck in combat, aren't they? Really?
Just show them stuck in combat, not able
Yeah.
to extract. I did some of the fighting here already. Oh, so they're attacking. So that's
I moved 1 more. I didn't do the first one.
there. That's fine. Let's see there.
I can do this if you want me to. I'm out of stuff.
Oh, okay.
So the Dwarven
you
Charity,
do
what's their hand-to-hand combat?
Do this section over here if you can. The trolls in that little area.
Okay. The question I had is if Derbers joins a unit, does that give any benefit to the unit?
No. Let's keep it simple.
Okay. I'm going to describe cool things, but we want to change that.
Yeah, make it sound cool.
Sure.
So the Dwarven Chariot, what's its hand-to-hand combat?
It's the same attack. If he charges in, it's just a 1 die.
So just 1 dice. Okay. Okay, so it's 1, 2. So it does 2 damage from a 5. I can't remember what you said. Is it 5 and 6? Is just still 1.
It's just 1 damage. Yeah.
Okay, and they will do.
What the earth?
And a 3 is.
Oh, well,
1
that's
as
not
well.
fun. There is no double hits in Ancients, right? 6s are still just 1.
Yeah, that's right.
So they're going to break them. Okay, so they're broken. And I took 1 hit in return.
1, 2, 3.
The defense is the hits.
I'm doing the Elven Archer damage.
I got to do 4 bow shots into ponies, and then I'm done.
Okay. Right, I'm done over here then.
Oh, okay. That's dead cav.
I did accidentally.
No, I
leave
already did the cav.
No, I shot them with 4 goblin archers.
Oh, okay. On all 4
that
hit?
was this dumpster fire. If you think it's better, I can say one of them hit the goblins in melee, because they were in melee with their friends. Leave them alive on 1, and I'll do 1 damage to the swordsman.
Okay.
That
Well,
might be
we can
more
leave them aligned.
fair.
We'll just leave them 1 there.
Sure.
What did you say about doing death to leaders? Nothing at the moment?
Plot armor. We'll
Right, okay.
cinematic
Just a
only.
battle. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
So I'm
12:45.
done then.
Okay, so I think we're good then. We good?
I did freak out bold because I forgot to move the eagles, unfortunately, out the corner of the table. So he suddenly thought, "What? I'm being attacked by eagles."
Oh. Oops.
Never mind. But I just said, just ignore that. They're not here.
The elves on the left took 3 hits out of 4 dice on 2 trolls, and they're probably having a really bad time.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, I can see that.
So
Yeah, the left's about to break for the elves.
Yeah. My poor elves are so fast.
They're getting double teamed. Alright.
green shots.
Turn
Yep.
6. Stop writing dispatches. I miss having a dispatch umpire.
Yeah.
I haven't had to do that in so long.
What? Turning on 6.
Yeah.
Alright. Thranduil. I did Thorn for you.
Thank you. I was like, I can't get the fucking. I should stop saying that for YouTube. Sorry.
Sorry.
Alright, great. I got my screenshots then.
Stop.
Thank you for
writing
getting Thor.
to all your allies.
All your allies. What a jerk.
I know. Making me copy paste so many times.
I'm gonna go talk, guys.
Bard. Gandalf. No dispatches. Alright.
Okay. Bold.
right, Gandalf. Your army advances and is fast approaching the rear of the orc army, whom you can see battling the elves atop on the ridge.
Yep. Orders are going to be to keep advancing to engage the rear. Archers should focus on the siege role, and the right flank of my army should hopefully close the circle on the orcs before they can escape.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bard, you are fast approaching the orc army, who has started battling the elves upon the hill.
Okay. Continue approaching. Yeah, I can't think of anything better than that.
Alright, you will...
Yeah, archers open fire when they can, when they're in range. I mean, other than that... Yeah, have the militia be reserves and swords and spearmen be front of the attack.
Got it.
And I'll engage myself as a hero unit. I'm sure I can, right?
You want to run in there to the fray?
Yeah, I'll lead the charge.
Alright, so brave.
So brave. Or do I have a bow?
No, just a sword.
Okay, I'll lead the charge.
Okay.
Sure, it'll be fine.
Sure, it'll be fine. Okay. Alright, Thranduil.
That is me.
It is turning into a desperate situation. So, to your right,
Yeah, I'm under attack on
at
two
the
fronts.
base of the hill.
You're gonna go so well.
You're fighting two armies
All
by
right.
yourself. But to your right, trolls have charged into your line and are beating your elves back and forth. But what's more concerning is on your left, more trolls have attacked your line, and your left two, your spears and swords, are near breaking. Men are quickly falling. Your archers behind you are firing as fast as they can, targeting the trolls at the moment. But these trolls are made of tough stuff, and even though they look like pincushions, they're still fighting strong. And your cavalry has gotten bogged down fighting infantry, and then got targeted by all the goblin archers, and you watched with dismay as most of your cavalrymen were cut down. There's not many
All
left.
right, I lost my cavalry. That's a lot of fun. All right, let's cook. Hold the line is the order. How we can accomplish that order is continue to form up. I'd like to commit I'd like to commit archery down the ridge line onto the. Are those goblin archers behind the line?
Yeah.
I don't have any cavalry to work with. That's very fun. I order the cavalry to disengage immediately.
Okay.
Whatever the hell is left of it. I will pull some swords and spears off of the cave trolls and focus on I've got rabble on my right. I've got rabble on the left side of this formation, rotating 90 degrees. Okay, so that rabble can just get cleaned up. That's janitorial work. I can focus one unit of archers on that, and that'll be done. The cave trolls, I need to keep committing melee units to. They may look like pincushions. They may be pincushions, and I need them to ultimately fall. I need to commit melee units to that, so be it. I need to commit the rest of my cavalry, whoever's left, to swoop around on the backside of the hill and charge into the rear of the archers. If that could be done under the cover of the hill and the what looks to be a forested-ish area behind the hill. I'd like the cavalry to swoop around and almost do a 180 reversal. As for the rest of the line, continue to hold. Keep singing Journey, I guess.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, they're gonna be broken, killed. Guess they'll do 1 turn of comm damage though. 4. So they do a little bit of damage. I'll do 3.
Whoop.
Alright, who's doing what? Let's see.
These are
3 hits. 7. And they'll do 2 hits. They're gonna do 2, 4. Stop messing with my dice. Five. I got lucky. Alright, so they're attacking uphill. Stop doing combat when you're not in this channel. We gotta coordinate.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
I was already doing the stuff that you're doing.
On the. Okay.
dice.
So where did this unit go that was just here?
They just took 2 hits from this troll.
Yeah,
They're
but
right back here.
I had already rolled for it, so they weren't as.
I'm sorry. I thought I was supposed to be doing combat for the guys I was. Okay.
No, we just need to coordinate because we share. So if you can
Understood.
do the ones over here, I'll do these ones on this hill.
Okay. Can I just take the hill and I won't do anything off the hill?
All right, sure, go for it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Had you already done these with the Moria trolls, James?
No, I hadn't done that.
Okay. Then they really did. They were at 2 and 1. I didn't think that you did.
Yeah, so they're broken. They're down to 0.
They're both down to 0. Yeah.
Broken as well.
All right, we'll show them running.
All right. I'm going to go finish up Hazard.
Okay.
That's 1. Archers.
This will show them breaking like that.
Nope. Over here.
So McPanzer, just so
Yep.
it's easier if you do all the movement first and then come back here and let's do the combat together. That way we can coordinate.
Perfect. Won't do it again. Azog asked for more time, so I came back to him at the end, and he was still hemming and hawing, so I was trying to probably go too fast.
I haven't done Elven Archers yet. Have you done them?
I have not done Elven Archers.
Okay. Have you done Goblin Archers? What are they doing?
No, I've done Goblin Infantry and Elvish Infantry and the Trolls. I've not done Goblin Archers, but I'm about to. They'll just put everything into Archers.
What's Thorin doing? Anything in particular? Just he's hanging, he's chilling.
He's keeping on the left of
Okay.
Dane. Wherever Dane's left is, that's where he wants to be.
He has sent an order that if Dane gets killed, that he's that he takes over.
Alright, so the Goblin
Oh.
Archers are...
I rolled them. They got one hit on some Elvish Archers.
And are we going to roll for any deaths for the leaders?
Nah,
Keep up. Okay.
that'd be nice. Alright, I need to do... I'll do combat down here, so... 1-1.
So how are we going to do? How do you want to do the aerial combat if they're attacking? If bats are attacking.
So
when
really... Well, so if the bats swoop down, then any melee unit can get them, or archer units can fire at them, so it's basically like
Okay.
normal. They just... If they want, they could like fly over and not be in range.
Right. Actually, I tell you, I'll do that instead. Fire at them.
Oops, those guys would not attack like that.
Whoa! Oh, this not being able to lift them up is a problem.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Okay, let's try and figure this out.
Let's see, 1...
Harpoon stealing some of your dice and bringing them in the corner.
Yeah, the elf line's about to fall entirely.
Yeah, I think his archers are going to get charged next turn. I think he's only got one unit of
It's got the glade spears.
non-pilot.
Still.
Yeah,
Alright,
Okay, I'm
I'll-
done over here.
I think we're done over here.
So over on this side, the Dane and Bolg are still in combat, and certainly, and the two lines are forward quick because otherwise they're going to never get into combat. And that's started. The Orcs got the upper hand so far on the hill.
I think Azog's about to just get wrecked.
Yeah, Azog's... They were outnumbering the elves, but now Azog's about to be outnumbered in a bad way. But the orcs in general are a lot stronger than the men, and they have the trolls, which are just beasts. It's gonna be hard to...
No, I think the men have the meat, though. I think he's got it.
Dane.
So if a leader gets involved in combat, you can definitely zoom in a lot more for that.
Yeah, I did it last time.
Represent his narrow field of view as he battles. Thranduil screenshot's about to be epic. Troll in his face. Alright, I'm gonna go get orders. Bard. So,
Continue.
you have led your men into glorious battle, charged straight into some orc hunter skirmishers, and are swiftly cutting them down. To your right, some orc rabbles trying to battle your swords, and they too are falling before your blades.
Excellent. Fight on, men. Make your wives proud. And your mothers too. Are archers shooting?
They hadn't shot yet because they just barely got there, but
Great. I look forward to hearing their report of how many orcs they killed.
absolutely.
Doesn't seem to be going well for Thranduil.
He's had a tough time of it. Alright, I'm done moving it. Thank you.
Yep.
Alright, Gandalf. That giant boulder somewhat disrupted the formation of your army, having to get around it, but your men are forming up again. You can see Bard on your left has led a charge into the orc lines, and your own troops are about to enter combat, or in range of combat, if you wish it.
Yeah, with a mighty shout, Ganafield's archers fire, so they should do their thing. And again, we're going to engage and try to surround this group with the elves so none escape.
Do you wish to engage as well, or are you going to hold back?
Is that I see what looks like in the middle a white orc on a warg? I
Yes.
can only assume that is Azog.
It is Azog the Defiler himself.
Yeah, Gandalf's gonna hold to potentially deal with him. Leave the common soldiers to his men.
So you're going for Azog, or you're holding position?
He's gonna go for Azog, unless it he gets dragged super far from his men. Gandalf I care more about being with my men than playing Azog.
Got it. Alright.
Thank you.
Thranduil, bad news. Your left flank has broken. Many elves are slaughtered, and the trolls are barreling through your lines. One of them is right in front of you, about to smash you with his giant hammer. Your archers are doing their best to fire their arrows in defense, but they're about to get overrun. You have one unit of glade spears still holding on the right side. Your cavalry have all been cut down, and goblin archers are starting to fire into your ranks. You can't. It's hard to see over the ridge. You think that side of the line is holding for now.
Okay. Pull back, everybody. While I'm gonna personally engage one of these cave trolls that's right about to smash me with his hammer. I will personally engage that cave troll right in front of me.
Got it. But otherwise, orders are
And
to
the
fall
rest
back.
are to fall back in as organized a manner as possible, which is not possible, but you get it.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, they broke. So there.
Hey, sorry about that. He was telling me what to do with those swords.
Oh,
Like that.
sorry. Yeah, I was getting ahead of myself.
You're good. You moved the trolls already?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Uh,
Are they fighting Thranduil?
So Thranduil wants to engage the trolls himself.
The trolls' orders were just fight whatever's closest. So
Yeah, so you can
have
maybe
Thranduil.
have him hold one of them off, but the rest are going to chase down those fleeing archers.
Sure.
So the archers aren't even firing; they're just trying to run. So that one unit of spears is basically all it's staying. But I figure they're running. This unit of running archers will just get run down and mowed down,
Sure.
basically.
Those swords went into the Hearthguards left. I haven't rolled any combat, but I am done with
Okay.
with all the moving.
Well, you can do the whole hill. I'll do everything not on that hill down here.
Perfect.
flipping
It looks like Azog and Gandalf are gonna have a
Yeah,
flat fight.
they're gonna duel. It's gonna be awesome.
Excellent.
There's a dice. Gonna be 1, 2, 3. Actually, blue.
Goodness, there's still rabble alive. Never mind. Just kidding.
So many dice. Let's see that.
And Thranduil, like, I'll take a point off the troll. I don't know how much to give him.
Can he what?
Thranduil's attacking the troll. Is there any danger of him hurting the troll? I feel like there should be, but I don't know how to quantify it.
Just roll a single dice for him to give some damage, but roll a d6, and on a 5 or 6, he's dead.
Right here we go. He's not dead.
Epically battling.
What's Thorin doing? Anything in particular?
Oh, I'm sorry. He's moving as far to the right as he can, which I thought was
Okay.
about there. He wants to go support the right flank.
Wolves are rolling really poorly. But
Over got checked.
that should be broken as well.
Oh yeah, you got the hill. Sorry.
You're fine.
Forgot. Let's see.
Oh, good. No archers. Put two
Let's
of
see.
them.
Oh, archers, bowmen. Fire into the ranks.
I think the elves are gone. Other than what's fighting it. It's got a one hit point blade spear and thread.
You done with your combat?
Yes, sir.
One quick question on the trolls. Do they get the big hill trolls? Do they get any bonuses for attacking?
No.
Right.
They just take forever to kill.
Got you.
Delete this dice.
So Thorin's going over to the right. Did you say? So the
Yeah, he's moving as quickly as he can towards the right flank. He thinks it's in danger. Probably not wrong.
He's probably not wrong. Well, the rabble and the orc rabble has been pretty much destroyed. Okay, they're taking damage. Yeah, all my combat's done. Oh, the only thing is the lead combat. Do you want to do anything about that, or keep it up as an epic fight?
Just keep it epic for now.
Okay.
I think at the end maybe Thranduil dying and then Azog would be cinematic. We'll see.
Yeah,
I don't know who's winning. Because the elves are gone, but Azog's about to be gone. How's it on your side? Who's winning on your side?
So it's kind of pretty even Steven, to be fair, at the moment. So in the valley, the dwarves have kind of destroyed all this orc rabble as you'd expect, but on the hill, it's kind of the orcs have got the slight advantages. The longer it goes on, the more they're going to do some, probably kill them, I suspect. So it's kind of again, 50-50 really.
Interesting.
All these are routed. Screenshots. Oops.
it's turn 8, right?
Turn 8, yep. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, Bard. Still awake?
Yes.
Alright.
Yes. Give me my report.
So, your army seems to be doing fairly well. Gandalf's forces have joined you on the right, and together you're slowly surrounding the orc army. On the hill, the elves seems to be not doing great, but you're being successful. Ahead, you can see Gandalf has moved through the orc ranks and is battling Azog the Defiler himself. Your archers have begun firing upon the enemy.
Yes, that's what I wanted to hear. Where am I? Is it possible for me to move to join Gandalf in this fight against Azog?
Yep.
Cool. Would I take a bunch of attacks getting there, or
yeah, but
being a
you're
hero
Bard.
unit? Okay, yeah, I'll go help Gandalf with Azog.
Okay.
Everyone else just keep fighting. I think we're doing good. Militia stay on the reserve. Maybe militia move to the left and see if they can help the elves. Any attacking units that are attacking the elves.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Alright, Gandalf. You lead an epic charge into the orc ranks, and you yourself push your way through to reach Azog the Defiler, where the two of you battle and clash epically. Overall, you are surrounding the orcs and slowly pushing them into a smaller and smaller circle with much bloodshed. The lake men are all doing fairly well. Upon the hill, it looks like the elves are being overrun by the goblins.
Yeah, we're gonna keep up our plan. The epic battle will continue. The main thing is that siege troll needs to die to the archers. So I don't think it's gonna be fun fighting that in melee. But otherwise, yeah, just continuing as we have been to defeat these guys so we can go actually help the elves.
Alright, you got it. Thranduil. So your elves run to get to safety. Some of them are getting cut down by the chasing trolls. You yourself ride forward to hold the trolls back and battle with one of the cave trolls by yourself, managing to slice it many times in its legs and abdomen, but still it continues fighting.
Is he fighting like a lion on the ground, swinging a sword around, or what are we talking about?
He's got arrows and wounds all over, but he's still fighting. It's hard to say.
Is he upright?
He's upright, yeah.
Okay. Keep cooking. Keep cooking. The chef's in the kitchen. The chef's in the kitchen. We got this. Oh boy. Hold the line as well as possible. The individual others can run to safety. My spearmen are to join me in holding back the trolls. Archers, I keep getting them to safety. I can't trust that a troll won't knock them off in one spell swoop. Am I able to do a quick 180 whilst engaged and see where the hell Gandalf is?
Yeah, I'll give you a better screenshot.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Borg wants to go, so.
The chief is so mad at Bolg.
Is he? Why is he mad at Bolg?
He thinks Bolg should be there to save him. He's
Way too
being
far
like
apart for that.
me, but he's salty. Azog's orders were just charge. I think he's pretty much given up hope. He wants to try and kill Gandalf, and charge was the order.
Got it.
What's... Okay, so they're going to be doing that. Right. So, that one. So they've got...
I moved Thorin as far as he could. His order was go for the troll, which was, of course, the farthest thing away on the table. Oh. I might, unless it ruins your night, give him a lot of movement next turn to try to give him one turn of combat against the troll. before we call the game, and he literally just ran all game.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
1, 2, 3.
Okay,
I just.
then you know what? We're gonna wiggle a little more.
What the
Okay,
heck?
so they're broken.
I just lost a unit of orc spears. I need some orc spears. Do you have any spears over here? You do. All right.
Yeah, there are. We got loads. Yeah.
Take them. I don't know what.
How dare you take my spears?
Does anybody have any more moving they need to do on the Elf
No,
Moria Hill?
I moved them.
All right, I'm gonna stab stuff.
Interesting situation. So Bolg and Dane. Bolg wants to get out of combat with Dane. How you want to do that? Just say that he's stuck, or
I
make a
think-
roll.
Well,
See
what's
if he can
Dane trying to do?
disengage.
Keep fighting him?
Dane just basically keeps fighting. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's your call. Maybe Bulg. You can let Bulg run away and let.
Let's
Dane
do a
decide
dice.
wants to
If he
chase.
gets a 1 or a 2, then he doesn't get out. He gets a 1. He can't get out of combat. He's stuck
You're-
with him.
McPanther, you're doing these guys that are on the edge of the hill, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Just making sure.
Yep.
Dane
so
is
if
now-
you touch him,
Dane's now on his own though, saying that. So because his men have broken, so would we say that he'd retreat? Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Otherwise, he's just going to die. And Bol gets up into here. In fact, I've changed my mind on that one.
Oh, Azog's been wounded. Bard joined the fight, and Azog has been. I guess let Azog.
he's gonna hate my guts, man. I can't tell you why, because the other game.
Yeah, the orc line's actually holding semi-decent, but the humans got lots of reserves.
So the wolf pack goes in. They're wolves. Ooh, did good
I
stuff.
think we got time for one more turn. Maybe two.
If we only have one more turn, and it doesn't impact the course of the game, can I let Thorin kill the troll? I know that's an obscene amount of damage. They don't know that.
That's fine.
This poor man's been sitting still for 3 hours.
I think we'll bring in the Eagles and Bjorn at the very end. The final turn, whichever turn it is.
I don't think they need it.
No,
To be honest with you.
I probably. It's always hard to gauge balance, because the orcs and goblins definitely had more units and points, but I don't think I gave them enough to. But they did split themselves in two. They could have been more concentrated. But
Okay, I'm all done, I believe. So the dwarves have definitely wrecked this left flank on the valley. And again, on the hill, it's still even Stevens, really.
The elves borderline don't exist anymore. Thranduil did not die.
Dane's retreated. So there is a unit of wargs now that can charge through, but we'll see how that goes. They took that, did those, did them. They're all gone. Screenshots.
Thranduil's in trouble.
Turn 10 are we on?
9.
9.
I think I'm going to move Azog, Bard, and Gandalf all together so they can.
So Dane and Thorin are together now. They're co-located.
Yes, do it, James. That's fucking cool.
Does Azog have his screenshot yet?
Yes, he does. I gave him a super close up of the duel too.
Gentlemen, since you are all battling each other, you can. You're co-located and can smack talk each other
Oh my.
You're going down.
as you battle.
No.
2 versus 1. It's not even fair.
It's not even fair because I'm going up against Gandalf. One at a time. It's a little more fair.
All right, so I'm going to give an update for all 3 of you. So the Orc line is actually holding fairly well, but Bard and Gandalf have managed to push through it and are battling Azog in epic fashion. As Bard arrives atop his mount, he manages to slice the chest of Azog, who's fighting for his life. Behind you on the hill, you can see the elven line is pretty much overrun. There's only a few elves still remaining. The trolls are just pushing through them. The human line continues to push on the orcs, and there's a fierce battle. But as I said, the orcs are holding fairly well, although they are way outnumbered by the lakemen. So, and at
I
this
shall
point,
fail you as I failed Smog.
yeah, at this point, I don't think anyone has. I mean, you're locked in deadly combat, so there's no orders going out. So, continue to hurl insults at each other.
Yeah, I'll take on Bard first. He's nice practice. Good warm up for when I fight Gandalf.
All right, Thranduil. You've defied the odds and continue to battle the trolls and now an ogre, and remain alive. You're fortunately keeping them from chasing down the rest of your army, which is good. But as you do battle them, some trolls and ogres and goblin infantrymen rush by you. You can't hold them all off by yourself. Unfortunately, in your position, you can't really. You can kind of see over the ridge, but much of the battle happening on the valley floor below is hidden from you.
So basically, I'm fighting trolls all by myself. My army somewhere. I love this. Honestly, just how I saw it happening. Love this shit as a player's perspective. I live for this kind of Kriegsspiel. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's say. Yeah. I'm currently engaged with an ogre and a cave.
And a cave
right?
troll. Yep.
All right. Are my archers in range to take out that cave troll with a good move from me?
They had kept fleeing as you'd ordered, so they're a good bit of ways behind you now.
All right. Ride back and reform. They have ride back slowly, I suppose, like almost in a zigzag pattern to stall for time. And yeah, the goal is to stall for time, but ultimately I like to relink with what is left of my army to reform up and hold any possible other maneuvers as the battle continues to progress. I don't see any. Again, you mentioned I can't see anything over the ridge into the valley. If I could, on one of those passes, I suppose get a fleeting glimpse of the battle, that'd be helpful. But if not, that's fine from a GM perspective. So yeah, tactical retreat on my personal end, and as ordered, find, link back up with my men, and form the backup. Is the battle plan.
Got it. Thank you. Time for some combat.
Well, I might just steal them because it's not what he said to do.
Let's see.
If you get Ezog while you're written there.
Oh yeah, I got him. I basically told them since they're locked in combat, they can't really give orders and they can just smack talk each other as they battle.
Are they having fun?
I think so.
I need her before I do combat. But I guess I can do some combat. Close Troll nearly died. The militia rolled a 1.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, you're good.
No, okay. I have my own dice. I just grabbing yours.
I copied yours.
Hey, Zog is dead.
Honestly, he's probably not upset about that.
Let's see. We can. We're gonna show.
Do you foresee another turn after this?
No, we'll bring everyone together. We'll pull a Tolkien and make eagles appear out of nowhere and save the day.
Hey,
Well-
I wasn't trying to photobomb you. I'm sorry.
The troll, the Thorin's troll attack. Dane's going to join in with the troll attack.
Awesome. I would like to advocate for Thorin to just kill the thing and give the guy a cool moment, because
Yeah.
if this is the last turn, he's just run the whole game.
He could be killed in return, of course.
Totally fair, 100%. But I think the troll should die, and we can still put everybody else at risk.
Okay. Right, let's just do combat here. Let's get this sword. Dice. So,
Combat on the hills.
Did you do combat on the hill already?
I did.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
Oh yeah, I see those Lake Town militia got mowed over.
You got well. They got hit by like 2 ogres, 2 trolls, some bows.
Yeah, that was gonna happen.
So they're
Did
They
the
probably saved Thran a little
did
bit.
you have the elven archers firing on the nearby troll?
Uh,
Because they turned around to
I
fire.
I had them shoot the hurt one.
Oh,
That's why it's at 1.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's wrong, but they saw
No.
1 was bleeding.
That's fine. Yeah, target the weak one. I don't know. I think I actually think the orcs, and if it weren't for the eagles and Bjorn, I think over here. I know it doesn't seem like it, but these orcs are quite strong that are still left, and they're about to just get ran over by all these goblins over here on their flank. I don't think they'd actually win that fight if the eagles didn't show up.
Not a good turn for the dice. Alright, so. They're broken.
Why I'm gonna use the restroom while you guys finish combat over there.
Okay.
Back for the recap.
Um, that's a 2 then. They've got a 1 back. I didn't do that one. Right, so it's pretty even Steven on this hill, really. Still.
Yeah.
So, because these two in the middle are kind of, yeah, at the same level of health. These two at the same level of health, and these two at the same level of health. So they're kind of really, and they've got the wargs coming around here. So again, this is all up in the air. Good about that. In this bit here, the orcs, the dwarves have got it really. They're all on their last legs pretty much. I think they're going to. I suspect that's. Yeah, they've got the advantage there, and with the eagles coming in.
So who would, if without the eagles coming, who would win that side? Do you think?
Well, I would say on this side. I think it's a matter of time before the dwarf. It might take a couple of turns, but they will. The orcs had a good die roll this turn, so actually they didn't break, which is a bit of a surprise. So I think on this side the dwarves have got it. Here it's completely up in the air because they're all kind of still pretty matched, but the wargs are coming around here. But then Thorin's here with Dane, so it's pretty even Steven really.
Okay. You want to give them a screenshot real fast just so they can see the eagles and
we'll do it.
rejoice in seeing the eagles coming?
Or not.
Or not rejoice on the other side?
Yeah. So, where's my book? 10.
This isn't really like turn 10, right? It's just here's a nice pretty picture.
Yeah, just whatever. Picture just to show the eagles for fun.
Ouch.
Let them have an eagles are coming moment.
Do you want me to show Azog, or is he already
I did
departed
Azog
this
already.
realm? Okay.
He's dead, but I didn't.
Okay. You want to just do Thorin with Dane, and if I can do anything, I will. But I'm kind of out of players.
Well, if you keep on with Thorin, and if you keep Thorin and Dane for definite,
Well,
well,
we're combining them all.
Yeah,
Just do the screenshots and we'll go to the lobby.
okay.
Okay.
Let me just do that.
If you could do me a favor, Urban, keep the orange hand in there because it's been in every screenshot I've sent so far.
Okay.
Perfect. Got to keep the stream up. Thank.
Then just do that one as well. Give him another one. Two picks for the price of one.
Right, wrong button. Duplicate button.
Cool. Are we doing one more turn, or are we calling it?
Bring him to the lobby. We'll explain it all together.
So before we go, did Thorin kill the troll?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. I'm so happy for him.
Okay.
You should roll to see if Thorin gets killed, though. I think.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Do you want to roll
that's
for Dane? Where'd the dice go?
So
I
what's
have
the
a real
death?
die.
Is it 6?
5 or 6.
5 or 6 they die. 1 and 13.
I need a dice, though.
Oh, I took them out. Hold on.
Here's one right here. Gotcha.
So 5 or 6.
All right. I got Thorin right here. Thorin open shield.
Oh,
Well,
Thorin died.
Dane's
Oh,
dead.
Dane's dead.
Dane
So
died.
Dane's dead as well. So the
Dane's dead.
troll's
But-
gone.
Thorin's
And,
okay.
we might as well, let's roll for Bolg, see if he gets killed anyway. Let's have a mass death at the end. No, he's alright. So Dane and Thorin get killed
Wait,
by the troll.
Thorin got
Yeah.
killed?
No,
as
no,
well?
Thorin's okay.
okay,
Thorin's okay. I rolled
Yeah,
a 2.
Dane's get killed.
A reversal.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, cool.
Alright.
Oh. Hello? Why, hello there.
Dog.
I think we got everybody.
Congratulations. We won.
Alright, let me share my
Hard.
screen.
Let's do it. Let's fucking cook.
Alright, welcome back
Hot
everyone.
Hot making.
This was quite the epic battle. A lot of fun to umpire. So I will go over what happened, and then, as normal, we'll let everyone talk. So the on the Alliance side, we had the humans, the men of Lake Town, set up in the middle, split between Bard and Gandalf, kind of deployed like that. The elves were deployed on this ridge over here, kind of like that, and the dwarves are over here on Raven Hill. The orcs split themselves in two, so Bolg and his army went this way, and Azog and his army went this way, with the goblins moving along the ridge like that. And so what happened is basically Bolg's army, so half the orcs, battled Dane, Iron Hills dwarves the whole time, and initially the Lake Town men fled this way to safety, thinking the orcs are coming right for them, but the orcs kind of came up here and then turned and went after the elves, and the elves were double teamed by the goblins and the orcs, and basically fought for dear life and pretty much overrun by this point. A few units remaining. And then the Lake Town men, when they saw that they weren't the target, they rushed back to join and aid the elves, and at the moment are battling the orcs. So in terms of calling the game is quite difficult. So the orcs and goblins had a numeric advantage and a force strength advantage, as they did in the book. I probably didn't give him as much of advantage as I should have, because the fight was actually fairly even. So on the left side here, between Dane and Bolg, according to ARP, it's fairly even match without the Eagles arriving. And then over here, I know it feels like an Azog, his army's surrounded, but they're actually holding okay. And the goblins are about to come down off this hill and just start sweeping through the humans. So I actually think it'd be close, but the orcs and goblins over here may have won that fight in the end. But of course, the eagles came with Bjorn, and so if we'd kept the fighting going, they would have just wrecked them, and is enough to reverse it. But had they not arrived, I actually think the orcs and goblins probably would have won. We did have some epic deaths right at the end. So Azog was cut down by Bard and Gandalf at the very last. And Thorin finally reached combat, from what I understand, and managed to topple a troll with his company and Dane's help. But unfortunately, so that troll died, but unfortunately Dane died in the fighting. So a reversal of lore, instead of Thorin dying and Dane taking over the dwarves at Erebor, Dane died and Thorin remained alive to take over. Bolg survived. He did not die, and the Goblin King is well and alive as well. So, fantastic fight. Everyone did very good. It was fun to umpire. I'll let the other umpires say their bit, and then we'll talk to the players.
Should I go first?
Sure.
So yeah, players on both sides did really well. I think actually the on this side the dwarves have definitely got the upper hand. I think even with the eagles arriving, because this area here, they've broken through here. I think so. This is the bit that's kind of even Steven. It's really up there. But it was a good fight. Took a bit of time to get both sides into combat, but once they did, they were at it. And Dane and Bolg, I think, spent about 3 turns fighting each other. Couldn't really command until Bolg decided to get out of combat, which he did onto the hill. Both players made really good decisions. Solid strategy from both players, really. There was a bit of marching backwards and forwards by Dane, partly because understandably he was confused by the humans retreating across the river and then deciding not to, so that was a bit of confusion for him, which is understandable. Not really much more to say. It was an epic fight, and unfortunately Dane lost his life at the end, killing the troll, which is a shame. Nothing more to say, really.
Thank you, Art. McPanzer?
Sure. So I was almost entirely on the other side. I had the goblins Azog for a while, and then I had Dane's epic journey, great trek of running every turn. Someone has to do it every game. I thought about halfway through that the good guys had it on their left up here on this hill, but the number of goblins, I think, just was a lot for the elves to chew through, and then the trolls just kept doing damage every turn. I think that Der Burrs did a very good job of choosing his order of march so that his rabble came in first and just got chewed up. But by them all dying, his trolls didn't take much bow fire until the end, and he could just kill these high-value elf units kind of at his leisure. And I agree with James. I did not expect the orcs under Azog's command to hold once they got surrounded that way, but the combat's not going so badly for them. And I do think that they held on long enough that if not for the eagles, the trolls especially coming down from this hill are just going to be too much of a problem for the Lake Town guys who just don't have a ton of health. I do think that the Lake Town guys did a really great job of concentrating once they saw that Azog's flank was up in the air. I didn't talk to him. I didn't umpire him. I thought they made good decisions as they ran there. I don't know that Azog could have done anything differently. He kind of got 2.5 V1. So even before he died, I think that he was probably stuck. So I think overall, I might have called this an evil victory on my side, if not for the Eagles. But I'll leave that to James.
Alright. I would be curious to hear if the orcs and goblins would decide to split their force in two as they did again, or having the hindsight of seeing the battle if they would have stayed more concentrated. So let's start with Azog then. How was your experience and thoughts?
The ending was pretty great. Halfway through, I was very, I was doomer posting. I was very concerned about, because I guess the elves, I didn't expect the elves to advance on my right on the ridge. So I was like, well, there's all the Dale. Like if I turn to fight the elves, the Dalemen will just show up in my rear, which is what happened. So I was stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I just kind of had to just go for it. So I was a little upset about, I guess, my luck there, but it was a lot of fun either way. There was also, what was it? There was a message from Durbers. This was on like the second turn. Turn 5, he sent me a dispatch, and all it says is, "Elf's tasty, eating them, delicious." And I was like, what's going on? But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I don't know if I could have done anything else differently in the beginning. As far as deployment goes, maybe I wouldn't have gone with 3 columns. I probably would have gone with 2. And I probably would have maybe concentrated on the ridge and taking that high ground there. But Bolg and Durbers both did very well, so I'm very pleased with that. And Gerbuz as well, our newfound teammate. So thank you to the umpires as well.
Look, I really liked the message you got from Durbers that says, "I will save you," and then you received that the turn you died.
Yeah, that was really, I was laughing at that.
Peak timing.
That dispatch was very funny. "I will save you now." I was like, okay, cool. Yeah.
Alright, working down the list, Bard. You with
I'm
us,
just speaking
Bard?
to my, yeah, I'm with you. I'm just speaking to my experience. Yeah, I saw the orcs coming, and I knew I was outnumbered, and I wasn't gonna fight them on even ground and win. So I ran like a wuss, and then I saw him start to turn to fight the elves, and I knew that was my chance. And got some good flanking attacks. Fortunately, couldn't save the elves. Happy to have downed Azog the Defiler, for he will defile no one no more. But yeah, and Gandalf was timely. His arrival was timely as well, as usual. Never, not too late, not too early.
Precisely what he means to. Alright, thank you, Bard. Bolg?
I felt like I kind of had a tough assignment, but I tried to make the best of it. I massed my infantry to push up the hill, and I put my skirmishers and rabble on the plain because I wanted to screen my main advance and also kind of try to tempt the dwarves to come out from that ridge line, because when the battle started, they were all kind of hiding up there, and I couldn't really see how much they had. And then one chariot comes down to try to tease me, and the skirmish started from there. But it was fun. I was struggling to punch through. I think I had an interesting opportunity at the start of the game where I had all my wargs down on the plain and my cavalry, and the men were kind of stuck in the middle. It might have been interesting if I brought my wargs into the kind of the center of the battlefield and tried to use that to protect that flank, but Azog's flank. But yeah, once I was engaged with the dwarves, my infantry I felt like was gonna end up winning that battle on the ridge, but I knew I was losing on the plain, so it was kind of a matter of which one was gonna fall to pieces first, and I might not have won that battle. So yeah, it was a good game, and I enjoyed fighting my opponents.
All right. Dane, your opponent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I have much of relevance to say. I spend most of my time in single combat, but Yeah, this is mostly just kind of, but thought that the map was really amazing. That's and then also I thought that just the whole it was definitely cinematic Kriegsspiel I've done.
Good.
And I think it's probably the most fun I've had with the game. So, I mean, that's all I have to say, but yeah, just thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, Ancients Warfare, of course, this is fantasy, but Ancients Warfare is tricky because half of your decision making is kind of the formation. You put your units in, and then basically whether you attack or not, there's not a lot more to it once you make those decisions. So it's less decisions, I think, than like normal Civil War warfare, which I like. But still can be a lot of fun. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Durbers, King of the Goblins.
Yes, so I was pleasantly surprised, actually not surprised. I expected the elves to be on that ridge, and when they were, I thought, yeah, all right, let's take that ridge. Luckily, Azak gave me a couple good hints before the fight, so I knew when to use my trolls and ogres. And I used the rebel to to catch a couple arrows and then get them in. Kudos to Gerberts and his wargs. He flew around, did a red hook and right hook, and bought me some time to cross that distance to the elves. And and to Azog that was kind of engaging half of the elves, so I could finish the other half. Next time, I don't know. I guess 2 columns would have been a little bit better. We could have concentrated a little bit more. But yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Gandalf.
Yeah, so when we had initially deployed, our first situation report showed pretty clearly that the orcs had split their forces. Bard and I had talked, and we were gonna seize the bridge on the dwarven flank to keep a pincer attack from happening, but we started to realize pretty quickly how many enemies seemed to be approaching. We did kind of panic a little and backtrack to try and prevent ourselves from being caught in a pincer. Unfortunately, it turned out that it wasn't a pincer, so we did waste some time. But yeah, once we realized Azog was focusing on the elves without really a letter between the two of us, we both simultaneously decided let's both go over there and attack, and it worked out really well to be able to try and surround them. Probably would have anything differently, would have not sent 2 militia and an archer unit across the river.
Yeah, they're still over here defending your backline.
Yeah, but I was still worried about being caught from behind since we were gonna do the exact same thing to Azog, so I wanted to make sure nothing bad happened. We got Azog in the end. That makes me really happy, and this is being my first Kriegsspiel live game where I actually got combat. It was a lot of fun, and makes me highly motivated for the next one to do better.
Awesome. All right, thank you. Thorin.
The king beneath the mountain. Yeah. So as somebody who spent basically the whole game running to the battle, I had a fantastic time. Kudos to MC Panzer for just making me laugh every time he popped in the chat. And also, I got to admire how cool these minifigures are, because they are really cool. I'd say there was some other stuff I was going to say. Our original plan was to kind of like lure the orcs in and with the men and kind of also bait them into attacking the ridges, and that kind of worked. I'd say this is a decisive dwarven victory because all my potential rivals have been eliminated. That was the real reason I suggested the elves take the eastern ridge, because I wanted to use them as meat shields, and that seems to have gone perfectly as planned.
All right.
Peace.
Let's talk to your meat
See no
shield
flaws
then,
in that one.
Thranduil.
I'll go ahead and speak my piece as someone who was essentially engaged the entire time. Yeah, this was definitely probably the most fun I've ever had in a Kriegsspiel. I'll just say that straight up. The In terms of what I was thinking strategically, I saw early in the game that based on my position on the ridge, I saw a massive force moving down the ridge or through the valley, I suppose. And I could see them from down the ridge, so I detached a force to intercept and engage as best as possible, almost to be the bait in the trap, so to speak, and let Azog's forces come in, so to speak, and let the others do some janitorial work. I had some rabble facing me specifically, and diploma, including some personal work on my end, some janitorial work on my end. I even took down an ogre somewhere in the weeds, but all in all, I'd like to think that this was a well done battle strategically on my front. I think the tactics could use some work, but in terms of the grand strategy, that in terms of how I saw the battle, detaching the unit that I sent was a good move, as far as I can tell. Detaching and then a cautious advance, even into sort of a trap of its own, the Goblin army. I was still able to hold them off for a long enough period of time for others to fill in and support as necessary. So even though my force broke, I'm alive. I'm still kicking. Rivendell is saved. Now I'm gonna go home with Bone Galadriel.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. With that,
That's not what I
um,
wanted to hear.
I appreciate everyone playing. Thanks to those who watched on YouTube. And I'm going to call it here. You guys are welcome to keep talking. I'm going to stop the recording, though.